Saggies! Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot. I love it. Thank you for those awesome energies. This is amazing. Okay, Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you, my dear Saggies. Hello, and whoever else is watching, of course. These are not necessarily sign specific. It's just easier. People are used to it in a way, and if you feel drawn to a thumbnail or the title of a reading, it's probably for you, or there's something in there for you. Trust your guts, guys, okay? Trust your intuition. That's really important here. Saggies, what I was given for you, and this could also be taken as a general thing, because it's interesting that I mentioned the signs at all, and how I feel it's a flowing kind of a process, so whatever you feel drawn to is yours at that time. I was getting self-care, and we had that very topic with Libra, so they're starting me off here again, or us. So there's an increased need for self-care at this time. It is a must, is what they're saying. So be really, really good to yourself. As good as you can manage at any time, right? And I just want to, hug, do this if you want to, really be good to yourself. Give yourself like a nice hug, cuddle yourself. That sort of thing seems to be very, very important right now, because there's something Chiron going on, and it's like it brings up a lot of stuff. It induces a lot of healing, but it's not necessarily so easy, because it can be on a physical level, but it's also on an emotional level, so past trauma can come up. So please be really good to yourself, okay? I love you. Also, and I noticed this within myself, there's solar flares also, or have been for the past days, and so if you haven't been able to sleep very well, that's a good reason why. And if you feel the need for more food, more sugar in particular, that's why, which in turn will have an effect on your physical body, right? Because sugar isn't that great, and when there's too much sugar, it's even less great. But sometimes it just happens to be that way, so don't be too hard on yourself, and just roll with it and see where it leads you, I want to say, okay? Shout out to Molly McCourt, because this is where I have that astrological information from, and it totally checked out with my own experience, and I just wanted to share it here in case you haven't, seen it. Here we go. For Sagittarius, please. We're going to have a look into your situation, the higher view over your situation, and what you can do to help yourself. So advice from Spirit to encourage, elevate, and empower you, my friends. And these tarot readings, or these channeled messages here, are specifically for those that seek personal and or spiritual growth. Just keep that in mind, please, okay? All right, here we go. Let's hit it. Ooh, okay. For Sagittarius, please, there's a lot going on immediately. Jesus, okay. All right. More? No. Okay, good. Good. No more than this. It's just this, Sagittarius. No more, right? So I would suggest we just suss through and see what is actually for you. This one, no. This one, yes. No, no, no. Yes, some of you are actually decluttering, and there was a message right now, because I did it and I put it aside and the stack tilted, so it was actually more work than necessary. Do this in your own time, okay? I want to say, Sagittarius, do it with ease. There's something that is connecting these two cards immediately, not just the colors. Something justice is being brought in. I feel almost like the justice card right now, and I'm getting throat action. I was going to say this earlier, but now it actually has a more tight grip on my throat. So it's just like it grips me, like my throat. So not being able to express yourself, or not having been that, maybe the trauma that has come up within yourself, it's actually hurting. So you may, that may be accompanied by something physical. Let's say you have like a sore throat, or something's happening with throat or with sinuses, and as you can hear by my own throat, it's getting like more tight. So it's really bringing something into your awareness, I want to say. But justice is your friend here. They also want to say trust and divine justice, so give it to God. If you don't resonate with the word God, pick another one. Spirit, universe, it doesn't matter. Unconditional love and light is what I talk about here. And at some stage, I really did mind the word God until it didn't matter anymore at all. Because it really doesn't. But that's okay, you know, whatever resonates with what and the kind of connotations you have with like certain words, it's fine. So yeah, rather focus on the message here. I want to say not so much on maybe wording. But if that comes up and it triggers you, good, because then if you choose to work with it, you can see why that is. And if you want to transform it or leave it the way it is, it's up to you entirely. And that goes for anything really that comes up. I want to say here, there's an open choice, I want to say here too. It's like you choose if you want to work with it or if you want to be accepting of the way you are in that aspect. For example, with the throat chakra, do you want to leave it that way or do you want to work through it? It's not a must. It's just an option that's coming up. These things are optional, apparently. Okay. Yes. Oh, good. That feels so out of place. It's so weird. To some of you, self-love is really hard to do right now, Page of Cups. And that's fine. You know, we do this on these self-love journeys, especially when you, let's say you came from a background where your parents' love or attention was very conditional. That can be really hard to do, like later in life, to uncover some of the trauma, transform it, and start to love yourself. It's an ongoing process, but I really want to say it gets much, much easier with time because the acceptance is also there in times when you are not quite on the mark. You know it and you accept it and it's fine. Let's say with a sugar, right? Just allow yourself this week of binging on that stuff, whatever you feel you need right now, but you know it's bad, but you're just like, okay, it's gonna pass. Might as well enjoy this while it lasts because it's gonna go away. The type of path you are on here, Sagittarius, will require it of you. Like it'll fall away anyways, like eventually. But if you have those urges, I almost want to say roll with them. Don't try to suppress it too much. But you do you. You do, if this isn't as strong for you, Sagittarius, and if you've got a great handle on it, perfect, okay? There may also be a combination of overthinking and the sugar popping up or the food intake here is what I'm getting, like a combination. Also, if you feel there's intrusive thoughts, push them away, say goodbye to them, because that's what they are. There's nothing that you need to particularly pay attention to necessarily when you, because they sometimes come in, I'm almost like psychic attack, right? So just send it away, return to center, like we don't want this here. Yeah. Some of you are really decluttering. And getting this bum, bum, bum kind of a feeling here. So not doing it in like an easy way. Some of you are actually angry as you're decluttering. And it feels good though, right? Because being angry sometimes really helps us release too. And this is an important emotion. Let's say you weren't allowed to be angry because that meant more punishment as a child. Allow yourself to be angry now. Like throw stuff around as long as you're not hurting anyone, right? As long as you're not causing like major damage, I want to say, to an area that should maybe not be damaged, then go for it, I want to say. Like let that out. Let that out. Like some emotions want to be spoken upon, want to be expressed in such a way until you can move on. It's much like when you're writing uncensored about a person, and you can be as love and light as you want, but it's important to overcome a certain emotion. Byron Katie, by the way, has this exercise too where you just go off. I think Judge Your Neighbor, it's called that particular exercise. You can find her The Work program online. It's for free, or most of her stuff is for free. And I think it's judge your neighbor, where you actually fill it out and don't censor yourself. It is then turned around and used because this is turning on you then, right? Everything that you said to your neighbor basically is being turned around, and you can see where you are those things, which can be super, super helpful. So we're not being stuck in this one thing, but in order to get from point A to point B, those emotions are very necessary to feel, to move through, to really let out, okay? Yes. Just checking that it's not two. No. Nine of Swords here. Things are speeding up significantly. Yes, definitely. I'm getting that sense of restlessness, also of occupying yourself in order not to feel. Like I said, these are readings, and they often come through in such a way because it's for those that seek personal and spiritual empowerment. And I think maybe that's also part of the reason they're not, like, you won't get one for your sign every week, but I'm sure you'll find something along those readings. If you find this too heavy for you right now, or if you want lighter energies, go through the other readings. Like, there's plenty of stuff. One of them will definitely resonate with you. Or if not by me and you need advice, then choose someone else. I'm just saying it because I just felt it, like in terms of, because I know this can be healthy when you really want to do the work. These are very, very helpful. But if you don't, and you're, you know, in a good spot and you just want to chill, I do have those readings as well, but I don't think this is one of those. So, Knight of Swords, so covering up your emotions, and you know you're doing it too, because you're quite aware, Sagittarius, so you would know that you are doing it, right? There is an opportunity to go even faster than this. It's funny, I'm getting adrenal fatigue with that one. I actually just looked at a book with the adrenal fatigue because it popped into my mind after, before I switched on the camera, Sagittarius, and that leads me, and I can feel it in my chest too. I feel like a lot of adrenaline, so this kind of a feeling like, and now my arms too and everything. Yep, oh wow. So this is also a trauma response. The amygdala in our brain is pushing out cortisol and other hormones that really keep us on our toes. But if this happens for a prolonged period of time, for example, also with CPTSD, sometimes PTSD too, I think, then this is causing the adrenal fatigue and drowns us, because it's only meant to be the fight or flight for a very short amount of time and not for an elongated point in time. And I feel that's why self-care, they mentioned in the beginning, is absolutely necessary here for you. Let me pull you a guardian angel card, my dear Saggies, before we take it over to the extended. It's 11, this one, yeah, it's 11 a month. It's good for the whole month, so you can have a whole month of checking out every reading that's over there, which you're going to have a hard time with because there's many. There's also the food for thought and the amazing community over there. I love you, patrons, by the way. I love this beautiful community. I love you guys over there. Thank you so much for your support. And you can cancel at any time is what I want to say. I also offer private healing readings to give you loads and loads of clarity, loads and loads of information within a relatively short amount of time. Like, it's packed when they come through usually. And you can also reach out to me for a higher guidance coaching call, which is a one-on-one Zoom session with me for your business, either if you have a business inquiry or if you want to get your own business off the ground or spiritual business and have a question regarding this, because it's a session with my guides and your guides. And yeah, and I do have business background too. Or if you need it personal, we can make it personal as well. Like, the business thing is good as well as the personal. Often it's a mix of both anyways, because the personal stuff affects the business stuff as well. Creativity, my dear Saggies, we have here. It's funny because it fills this space here. Because I feel this all of a sudden is quite box-like, and this is not. This is like out of that. So we, your angelic messengers, are here to help you unleash the endless creative potential that you possess. Listen to the whispers of love inside your heart as we communicate with you through feeling and emotion. Let go of fear and apprehension and express the endless source of creativity you possess. Have fun and allow the inner child within you to express your true essence. All is valid. And that's what I feel here, because it's kind of like getting rid of the construct here and really freeing yourself mentally and emotionally from past baggage and stepping more into your creative self. Way more feminine energies is what I feel here, but I also feel this is exhausting. It's like, oh my God, now I have to be creative too. No thanks, kind of a thing. This could be rather specific, doesn't have to apply to all of you, but I really feel I would have to almost drag myself to do this because I'm tired. So you could have periods where you just wiped right now from everything that's going on, my dear Saggies, and just tired. Let me take this over to the extended if you're keen to follow us over there. Like I said, 1111 a month. Link is down below in the caption and in the description box. And yeah, I hope to see you over there or next time. I really hope this was helpful to you and served you in some way. So much love, my dear Saggies. Bye, be well, bye-bye.